Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of God, the Compassionate, the Merciful. My name is Ibrahim Hooper. I'm National Communications Director for the Council on American Islamic Relations. Thank you all for coming here today. We're here to launch a new initiative challenging the hate and intolerance being exhibited by the church down in Florida that plans to burn the Qurans. Hopefully not on September 11th, now that we've even had an appeal from President Obama. But we're launching an initiative in a positive sense to educate the American public about what the Quran really stands for so they can read it for themselves. Our first speaker will be CAIR Executive Director Nihad Awad, who will outline the new initiative.
Thank you, Ibrahim. Good morning. As you can see, this tiny church, small group of people, are getting a lot of undeserved attention from the world community, from politicians and media. And the center of discussion is the Quran itself. We would like to inform the public about this book. We would like to turn this challenge into an opportunity of learning. That's why we're calling our initiative Learn, Don't Burn. For if they learn, they will understand. If they understand, they will respect. When they respect, they will not offend others and they will not harm others. But I think it is very important, since the Quran has been a subject of discussion for many years and recently has come under focus. We would like people to know that the Quran is the revealed word of God, was revealed in Arabic to Prophet Muhammad in the year 610. It lasted over, the revelation period lasted over 23 years, ended in 632 AD. Through the Archangel Gabriel from God. That's what Muslims believe in. It is 114 chapters. The Quran has not changed since its revelation until today. Muslims recite the Quran in their prayers in Arabic, irrespective of their ethnicity. So whether you are in America, in Indonesia, in Saudi Arabia, in Turkey, in China, or in Africa, you recite it in Arabic. The Quran has not been edited and has not been altered even one letter. The Quran has been committed to memory by millions of people throughout centuries. The Quran also has a lot of similarities with the Bible and the Torah and Talmud. It contains the story of Abraham, Adam and Eve, Noah, John, Moses, Mary, and Jesus. So if Terry Jones reads these references, so we ask him to remove all these references before he burns the Quran. And he has to remove the reference to God. So he will end up with just the two covers of the book. So education is very, very important. We believe that he has not given himself a chance to read and reflect on the Quran. However, we believe in freedom of expression, but also with that comes responsibility. We are very concerned that this may lead to hate crimes against Muslims. The history of African Americans being persecuted when the cross was burned was an indication of hate crimes to follow. Also, burning reminds us of the Nazis. When they started burning books, they ended up burning people. So it is an act of hateful intentions, and we hope that people will see that in that context. The other thing is, we would like also to put things in proper context. I have been talking to major leaders in the Arab and Muslim world have been on television stations, especially in Arab and Muslim world, downplaying this by telling people that this act by this very tiny church is not representative of Christianity nor of America. In fact, almost everyone in America except that particular church has condemned his act, from President Obama to major Christian leaders, political leaders, including Sarah Palin. We appreciate this unity among Americans to denounce this isolated and unrepresentative act by this individual. And we want people in the Arab and Muslim world to understand this reality. I have called quite few people to tell them that this is not representative of our great country. Our community also asked us to travel to Gainesville, Florida, to help the local community. Mahdi and I and others will be there, guiding the community, reminding them that we Muslims have to be very patient. We Muslims have to avoid ignorant individuals and vain talk and action. In fact, our message to Muslims is the best way to defend the Quran is to follow the teachings of the Quran and Islam, which is be patient, avoid vain talk, and you have to have a high level of tolerance when it comes to ignorant people, because as the Prophet was described in the Quran, we are mercy to mankind. So we understand that there is ignorance, there is hostility, and this unfortunately is going to be exploited by some people. Lastly, like we did after 9/11, Americans united, irrespective of their ethnicities and religions. In the United States, we got together. We turned to each other. We did not turn against each other. This is what's needed today in America. And the Muslim world has to see that United States, the majority of people in this country have condemned this act, and therefore the reaction in the Muslim world has to be very measured, has to be very calm, and we hope that although this video will be in our memory for a long time, but we should put it in the proper context and we should not overreact to this heinous behavior. What we have also done, we issued this small pocket guide challenging Islamophobia. And we are printing about 900,000 copies of this. It is designed to guide our members of our community on how to challenge Islamophobia, how to be proactive, and we believe this will help our community put also things into perspective. Lastly, the initiative. As we have said, the Quran, this will be distributed free of charge for the general public, for policymakers. They have to learn what is in this book so that they understand why Muslims appreciate and honor this holy book. This is not a proselytization. This is just for pure education. Since there's a lot of debate and discussion about this book, I believe it's worth it to learn about this book. We'll make it accessible to the public and policymakers, intellectuals, so that they understand and have basic information about this book. So with that, I will turn it back to Ibrahim, and I'll be happy to answer your questions after my colleagues give their statements.